Last episode, we reviewed my bold predictions for 2019, and this episode, I make my bold predictions for 2020. This is Tesla Tidbits episode number 564 for January 6th, 2020. This show is sponsored by my supporter Richard. If you're in the market for a new Tesla, please consider using his referral code. Ask your salesperson to use code Richard174 or go direct to the web link ts.la/Richard174 and pick up a 1,000-mile supercharging credit for your new vehicle. It's time now to make my bold predictions for Tesla for 2020. Tesla had a very rough start to 2019, but went out with a bang. Let's see what I think Tesla has in store for us in 2020. My first bold predictions leading off 2020 will be delivery numbers for 2020. Tesla guided for 360,000 to 400,000 deliveries in 2019, and ultimately came in at 367,500 for the year, according to their press release recently. Things to remember about this number are the fact that Tesla really hadn't reached full ramp of Model 3 at the beginning of the year, and that Model Y will begin production at some point this year. Now then, that is the true X factor for this prediction. When do they start? Are they able to ramp it quickly? Even with Model Y sharing much with Model 3, I feel like there will almost inevitably be issues getting production moving, though not nearly as bad as Model 3. And we can take some cues from Gigafactory 3, which is already producing 3,000 cars per week for Model 3 in China. I think Model Y ultimately will end up entering the world at the same time Model 3 did in July. Production will be thin for July, begin to ramp quickly in August, and really begin to hit its stride come October. This will be 4 predictions in one here. First up, overall deliveries. I think again Tesla will nearly double their deliveries for the year. I'm putting them at 600,000 deliveries for 2020. Keep in mind, this is a brave one, as we have no idea what guidance is from Tesla themselves yet. Next up, Model Y deliveries. Of those 600,000 deliveries, I think 124,000 will be Model Ys. On to Model 3. After largely carrying Tesla in 2019, Model 3 will continue to do so in 2020, comprising 420,000 of its 2020 deliveries, which of course leaves the venerable Model S and Model X. Barring some very unexpected events, Model S and Model X will barely register for Tesla in 2020 with only 56,000 deliveries. Who knows, they could surprise me and roll out the long-awaited interior refresh and completely blow up this prediction. Next up, dovetailing that last comment there, is a prediction for Model S and Model X. I think my delivery number for Model S and Model X is pretty safe because this prediction is that the long-awaited interior refresh for these vehicles will still be keeping us waiting. Tesla will be way more concerned with the finishing touches and ramp of Model Y, which ultimately will be their most important vehicle in the lineup, and to be messing around with the seniors in the lineup is, well, not necessary. I think we can expect to see this refresh sometime in 2021. Last prediction, and I'm going back to the profitability well again. I again predict full year profitability for Tesla. I honestly don't think it's going to be much due to the Model Y ramp. And with that said, I think that they'll be profitable in only 2 of the 4 quarters as well. Basically, the 2 good will outweigh the 2 bad. That is it for today's show. As I mentioned last episode, please feel free to tweet me your predictions, and next year I'll add some of those into the show as well, like I did this year. Pick your best bold prediction and fire it off to me at Tesla Tidbits and use the hashtag BoldPrediction. Thanks to all my patrons supporting the show at patreon.com/Tesla Tidbits, and as always, a special shout out to all the super patrons supporting the show at the $10 plus level. They are Ryan Scarborough, Lee Sweet, William Henry Crew III, Dorian Steve Cooperman, Ralph and Cheryl Waterhouse, Megawatt Photovoltaic Development, Todd Sullivan, Mitch Long, Zortec LED Canada, Morvan Og, Raymond and Deborah Malkowitz, T Sportline, Travis and Cheyenne Rush, Chris Hovis, Craig Murphy, Vicky Kirk, Ricky Johnston, Nathan Garza, Paul Gona, Ed Patterman, and Sunil Joseph. If you have any feedback for me, the best way to be heard is to tweet at Tesla Tidbits and use the hashtag AskTeslaTidbits if you'd like your question to be considered for the show. Until next time, keep it charged and hit the road.